shot. What a save! Diving his way inside, strong boot. It's a goal! Towards the far post, goal!
And another block.
It's going to be a great finish. 1-1 headed in on the corner.
There's a shot to score. Patience, and the shot goes through.
Trickles through for a goal. And they're going back to the NCAA tournament.
It's a packed house here at Gillis Fieldhouse. It's the Black Knights, the Midshipmen. College sports' greatest rivalry, and a lot of people packed into the stands here to see it this evening. Zach Daly on the Patriot League Network, presented by Stadium, as Patriot League play starts across the volleyball world tonight. The Black Knights trying to regain that star from the Midshipmen, and they're in a great place to do it. The success Army has had here at Gillis Fieldhouse against Navy is unprecedented. Only 2 losses in this place this millennium. Starters getting introduced here to the crowd at Gillis Fieldhouse now, and the Navy, the defending Patriot League champions, coming off a non-conference stretch that was one of their toughest stretches in recent history. They went 5-6 during that stretch, but they played teams such as UC Santa Barbara, Alabama, Michigan, who was nationally ranked at the time. And they're coming in well-tested into Patriot League play. As you look at the Black Knights, they're 8-4. They've played very well. They're returning almost their entire team from last year. No seniors on last year's team, and they're returning a lot of key players that defeated Navy last year in Gillis Fieldhouse 3-1. Of course, Navy got the star victory down in Annapolis last year by a score of 3-0. And the Black Knights coming off a good weekend up at Yale, where they went 2-1, is now the Black Knights being introduced to the crowd here. Anna Ogilvy will be wearing the libero jerseys. Cadets packing into the stands, and you can start to hear it now. This place, it is going to be loud tonight, so make sure you turn everything up if you can't hear my voice. Black Knights coached by Alma Cavacci-Lee in her 13th season. Paco Labrador in his 2nd season at the helm for the Navy Midshipmen. Now, this not the only Army-Navy contest tonight. Army-Navy women's soccer up at Malik Stadium at Clinton Field also going on. We'll try and bring you updates of that game as the night goes along. The Black Knights, they've been paced so far by their senior Sydney Morris, leading this team in kills per set. And look who just got here, Superintendent Darrell Williams, as Navy is paced by the preseason player of the year, Maddie Scottoni. She needs 18 kills to move into 7th place on Navy's all-time list. Army in their home whites, Navy in their road navy blue jerseys. Alma Cavacci-Lee before this game talking about keys for the Black Knights. Volleyball talent-wise, she believes that they are better than Navy this year, and if you look at the records and the non-conference score, you could make that assumption. So go out there, celebrate every point you win tonight, but then forget it and focus on the next one. Go out there and have fun tonight. This is a moment, and this is a night, especially for these seniors. If you do what you're able to do and you play like you're capable of playing, it's going to be one you remember for a long time. A win against your rival to start Patriot League play for either side could spark a nice run and get the Black Knights or the Midshipmen started in the right direction. Black Knights on the floor right now. They have Eckford, Morris, Strong, Lum, Barnhorst, and Butters. Ogilvy, the libero. For Navy, Solis is the libero. And on the floor right now, Scottoni along with LaPlaca and Ruby, who just went off for the libero. Montag out there as well. Miles the setter. And Haydu rounds out the starting lineup for the Navy Midshipmen. Navy will start with the serve. As it's going to be the preseason player of the year, Maddie Scottoni. She'll send it over with the right hand. We're underway. Floats one short and picks up the ace to start out. And a nice short serve to start out. Navy, a quick 1-0 lead on the Black Knights, Scatoni, picking up her 7th ace of the year. She'll float this one deep. Butters is there. Lummel's set. Goes to the backside. Morris rips and picks up the Black Knights' first point. And that brings an eruption from this crowd. Morris, she's been one of the Black Knights' best players all year. And now it'll be Anna Ogilvy, the Hawaiian. And she'll send this one over short, played by the libero Solis. Over to the far side, that rip, played by Ogilvy on the rip from Montag. Army will send over the free ball. This one close to the net, set again towards Montag, blocked back down, but out of bounds. It's going to be a point on the net violation, I believe called on Barnhorst. And 2-1 the lead for the midshipmen. Serve right down the middle. Butters there on the serve from Gray. Strong rips and picks up the kill. Point Black Knights 2-2. Allie Strong, one of the seniors for the Black Knights. As Sydney Morris will head back to serve. Floats this one real short, and that's an ace for Sydney Morris. Sydney Morris with a big ace for the Black Knights. And Army with their first lead of the match. 3-2 here in the first set. Sends this one long. Kind of handcuffs Scatoni. That one floated over. Morris is there. Over to the near side. Strong with the rip. Blocked back down. Army able to keep it alive with Ogilvy. Morris sends over the free ball. Set down the middle. Out of bounds on the attack. Looks like Ruby was a little long. Miles had a perfect set right down the middle. Far side. Montag, nice dig by Ogilvy. Strong floats that one over, try to pick out the near corner, couldn't get it, pushed over by Ruby. Ogilvy is there, back set by Presley. Barnhorst with the rip, and the setter Miles over on to Barnhorst this time. Second tries the charm, she picks up the kill. 5-2 Army leads Navy here in the first set. Black Knights firing on all cylinders. Navy a little trouble with the service reception. Montag sends it over. Strong is there. Morris from behind the 10-foot line, and that down in the near corner. And the Black Knights starting to go on a roll. A 5-point run for the Black Knights. Sydney Morris. Oh, wait, as Navy will make a quick substitution. Kimberly Lynch into the game. Paco Labrador trying to find the correct combo on the floor. Morris, line drive, just gets it over. Miles on the set, near side. Ruby can't get that one down. Butters on the dig. Strong on the attack, Strong on the kill. Black Knights rolling early on, and Navy's going to take a timeout. All Black Knights 7-2 over the mids here in set number 1. Timeout Navy will step aside. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Back here at Gillis Fieldhouse, Zach Daly on the Patriot League Network. Service error by Sydney Morris, 7-3. Navy leads Presley over on 2. Couldn't get it to go. Lynch is there. Over to the near side, Stonewell. Played by Morris. Now Strong pushes it over. Got the back corner. Nice play by Allie Strong. How hard you hit it is about where you hit it. And right there, Allie Strong right on the money in that near side corner. 8-3 Army on top of Navy here in the first set. Now Allie Strong, one of Army's best service specialists. Serves to the libero Emily Solis. Far side, Stowell rips that down, blocked. Still up for the mids though. Punch back over, big punch by Ogilvy on the dig. Morris from behind the 10-foot line, might have gone long. That one close to the net. Navy able to keep it alive. That rip played by Strong, she couldn't get it. And it's going to be a kill for Amanda Montag. 8-4, Army doubling up Navy right now, but the mids playing better out of the timeout. Montag will head back to serve. coming off a 22 kill performance. Big jump serve from Montag. Miles on the set, block back down. Horace is there along with Barnhorse. And Emmy Barnhorse, Courtney Horace pick up the block. We'll take another look at that one. Actually give it all to Courtney Horace. Got those two arms up there and sent it back where it came from. Deep serve to Solis. Miles sets Scottoni. Kept alive. Strong can't get there. Diving attempt falls just a little out of Strong's reach. Team starting to seesaw back and forth now. And Emily Solis to serve. Solis trying to slow it down a bit on the service line. Lines up the serve, swings with the right hand. Line drive to Sydney Morris. Presley pushes it over on two. Not a great service reception. Scottoni blocked up. Strong is there for the dig. Presley over to Horace. Blocked, but right down on the Navy side. Point for Courtney Horace and a point for the Black Knights. I told you this place was going to get loud. As Horace able to fight that one through the blocks. Avery Stowell tried to push it back, but sent it into the net. Nikki Lum, first action of the game. The senior setter, nice serve down the middle. Almost got the ace. Scottoni pushed over, and it's going to be blocked back out of bounds off of Morris, so a point for Navy. And Stowell will serve. Navy defending the star right now. They won 3-0 at their place last year. Horace with the rip. Miles with the set. Scottoni with the attack. Blocked up by Eckford. Lum will read the set. Set Strong from the back. Nice dig by Montag. Scottoni another attack, and that one heads up to the stat crew over there. Just out of the reach of Sydney Morris. Back-to-back points for Navy. Army has dominated the all-time series with Navy 48-16, but it's been much even of late as they played almost 500. Good thing Ogilvy there, and that one pushed towards the near side. Miles with the set, and then a setting error on Paige Miles, the double hit. And Army picks up the point. See if we can take a look at that last one. Looks like just caught it on the wrong hand. Sailor Butters, who has switched numbers back to 4 after wearing number 12. Nice play by Strong. Lum sets Strong, big rip. Gets it to go. Solis and Scottoni both attempted the dig, but couldn't get it back up for Navy to play over, and Army back up by 5. Big rip from Strong after she got the dig and was able to pick out a nice spot on the floor. Sailor Butters tries to tail it towards the far side. Scottoni, she's been hitting a lot lately. Strong there. Lum. Strong pushes it over on the power tip. Nice backup by LaPlaca. Strong pushes it back up. Over for Morris. Big rip. Tipped out of bounds. Point Black Knights. Amanda Montag had to go off her fingertips. And another timeout for Navy. Black Knights rolling. 13-7. We'll step aside. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Zach Daly back at Gillis Fieldhouse. Army leading Navy 13-7 here in the first set. Cadets filling the bleachers to either end of the court. Sailor Butters gets ready to send it over on the serve. Good serve sent back over on one. Lum. Eckford into the net. A little low on the set from Nikki Lum. Navy a much needed point. And Army kind of bailing out the midshipman there after the good serve by Butters, and gives the point and the serve back to Navy. Scottoni to Lum. Morris gets the kill. Oh no, kept alive. Beautiful play made there. And a big point for Navy. A beautiful save by the setter Paige Miles, and Scottoni picks up the kill. Just enough room, and Scottoni got it to go. See if Navy can use that as some momentum. They're back in this one, trailing by 4. Scottoni. Butters. Lum a long way to go to set that one. Pushed deep by Sailor Butters. That one tight on the net and sent back over. Navy will set that far side, blocked, out of bounds. And Army thought it was tipped out of bounds, and it was touched out of bounds. It will be point Black Knights. As it was, we'll see right here. Believe they're calling the hit by Avery Haydu on the pull out of the net. Served by Lum, pushed back, sent over. Anna Ogilvy is there. Barnhorst, dug out by Scatoni. Montag blocked up and off the fingertips of Ogilvy, out of bounds. Navy hanging in there, but Army still with that 4-point lead. Taylor Gray, the senior, to serve. Morris gets it to go. Nice power tip by Sydney Morris. Up and over the defense, down into the open spot on the floor. And the Black Knights back up by 5. So that timed it perfectly, saw the gap in the Navy defense and was able to put that one on the floor. Update from Malik Stadium. Army-Navy in the 12th minute, scoreless in that one. That's the grudge match. Navy won 2-1 in regulation last year and won the Star. Army won in the playoffs 1-0 in double overtime. Big rip, dug out by Butters. Morris, played now by LaPlaca. Over towards Montag. And the attack error by Montag gives the Black Knights the point. (16-10). Army extending that lead, short serve. Miles, big rip, dug out by Butters, pushed over by Presley on 2, tight to the net. And Navy able to pick up the point. Scatoni playing well in this first set as Navy wants their best player, Maddie Scatoni, only a junior and one of the key returning pieces, one of the few returning pieces that played such a key role on last year's championship team. Allie Strong, big rip, got it to go. Line judge right there to make the call. That's what Army's been doing so well in this set. I don't believe Navy has been allowed to get 3 points in a row yet. Army's done a very good job of limiting Navy's runs in this first set. And Allie Strong, line this one up, sends it to Solis. Miles, tight set, and that one hit over by Stowell. Barnhorst tipped up. Scatoni to Montag, and it's blocked back down. The Black Knights pick up the point as it went out of bounds. Emmy Barnhorst was there. Over to Montag, and Horace got it right back off of Montag and out of bounds. And the Black Knights leading 18-11 right now. So Allie Strong, who had that beautiful service game against Iona where she had 7 aces, almost picked one there. Stowell can't get it to go. Strong had to push it over. Be careful of that 10-foot line. Good job knowing where your feet are. Scatoni, right to Presley. Ogilvy over to Horace. Big rip. Nice dig by Scatoni. Miles on the set. Stowell played by Ogilvy. Presley back sets over to Morris. Big rip. Blocked back down and out of bounds off of Ogilvy. A point for Navy. (18-12). Army leading. A much-needed point for the mids. Here comes the big serve from Montag. Big rip. Nice play by Allie Strong. Horace gets that one to go, picks up the kill. Courtney Horace, the Black Knights captain. Just as Navy's looking to its preseason selection in Scatoni, Army's looking for Horace to have a big game here in her final star match. Miles sets the near side. Stowell with the rip. Played by Army as Eckford pushes it over. Miles. Montag to Stowell. And a net violation on Horace. 19-13 Army leads here in the first set. Emily Solis, the libero in the gold jersey for the mids. Right down to Strong. Eckford's attack gets blocked. Army able to reset. Presley on 2. Miles is there. Over towards Scatoni. Setting error. Black Knights with the point. That's the second setting error on the senior Paige Miles. (20-13). Army with a comfortable 7-point lead. 5 points away from taking set number 1. Standing room only at Gillis right now. Lum with the serve, Miles with the set. The attack from Stowell. Nice dig by Lum. And a net violation again on Courtney Horace. Army giving Navy points, which is, take one thing out of this set right now for the Black Knights, that's what they want to improve on. Nice read by Morris. Lum to Horace, and kept alive by Navy. Scatoni to Strong. Lum, Eckford, blocked, but Ogilvy is there. Now Morris, blocked back down, kept alive. Horace has to hit it and sends it over. Long volley going on now. Horace to try and end it. Can't. Army keeps it alive. Let's try this again. Morris ends it off the hands of Montag, and a long rally goes to the Black Knights. A big point right there. Army able to keep it. The score 21-14, a touchdown lead. Looks a lot better than 20-15. And Army 4 points away from taking the first set. The freshman Butters floats it over. Miles over to the near side. Ripped back, out of bounds, point Black Knights. 3 now separate the Black Knights from a 1-set-to-none victory. With the attack by Haydu and blocked by Eckford and Strong. That's an Army where Army has done very well here in the first set. Their net defense at least 3 points off of blocks, where Navy has not been as strong at the net. Butters sends it over. Miles on the set, Scatoni on the rip, blocked back, Lum on the set, Morris on the attack, and played by the mids. Over to Scatoni, pushed back, nice diving dig by Lum. Now Strong, gets it to go, kill Ellie Strong, kill Black Knights, point Army. Butters. That one fought for at the net, and Army wins it. Eckford's there. Too close to the net on the set, and it's set point Army. The Black Knights trying to put Navy away here as the crowd will rise to its feet at Gillis. Butters serving for the set. Scatoni able to keep Navy alive for a point longer. 24-15. As Maddie Scatoni heads back. Kelvin Hopkins, Jalen McClinton, right back there. Over to Eckford, pushed down. Navy kept it alive momentarily, and down for the point. Black Knights take this one 25-15 and a 1-set-to-none lead. The Cadets and General Williams happy about that. All Black Knights after set number 1. We'll step aside. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Stats after the first set, and you can just see the hitting percentage, the digs, the blocks, everything favoring the Black Knights, as Army was led by Allie Strong and Sydney Morris. 6 kills for Strong, 5 for Morris. Navy, Maddie Scatoni had 5. Other than that, it was Montag with 3, Stowell with 2. And Paige Miles picked up 1, and I talked about it in the first set. Army's defense was phenomenal. Great job by Eckford, by Barnhorst, by Horace to send everything back and pick up 4 points via the block. Absolutely jammed house. Army starts off with the serve, sail deep, and a service error by Sailor Butters to start off the second set. And a 1-0 lead for the midshipmen. Navy, the defending Patriot League champions, but a completely different team from last year. As this one sent, and it's in for the ace. Navy a quick 2-0 lead. They started off last set with a ace and picked up a quick 1-0 lead. Now it's a 2-0 lead. And Army will try and end this run right here. But Navy graduating 6 key seniors from last year's championship team. Lum, poor set, and that's going to be a point. Army saying they attacked over the net before the third hit. Let's see if we can take a look at this on our net cam. Is Alma going to challenge? No, she's going to let it ride. 3-0 Navy. This one lobbed short, and that out of bounds. A quick 4-0 lead, another ace for Navy, and Emily Solis doing work back there on the service line. 4-0 Navy leads here early in set number 2. Army trying to break this run. Navy's best run so far. Strong, a nice pass to Lum. Morris able to break Navy's run, gets the point. Much needed for the Black Knights. Sydney Morris got the set on that near side, and a big rip. Floated towards that near side. Scatoni on the reception. Stowell's attack finds Lum. Now Morris, her rip into the net. And Navy rolling here in the second set early on. A couple of aces, a couple of errors by the Black Knights. Butters, a poor pass. Lum, a long way to go for that one. Strong sends it over, gets blocked up. Solis is there for the mids. Push deep, and Navy doing an excellent job finding the holes in the Black Knights defense. Haydu picks up the point, and Alma Kovaci Lee and the Black Knights are going to take their first time out. All Navy early here in set number 2. Black Knights will try and regroup. We'll be back. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Zach Daly back on the Patriot League Network. Army trying to put an end to this Navy run. 6-1 to start the second set. Stowell will serve. Nice dig by Ogilvy, much needed, but a big rip right back down by Scatoni. 7-1, and Navy's service game right now has them in the lead. Good serves, not all aces, but you see this one received way too close to the net, and an easy kill for Scatoni. A little bit better by Army this time, able to keep it up, over, pushed down, out of bounds though. Army catches a break. No, Navy gets the point on the... It deflected out of bounds, it looked like. 8-1. And the Black Knights are going to make a substitution. Sailor Butters out. Danielle Wortman in. Stowell. And an ace. Diving through the bench. Wortman will get a big hand from the crowd, but Army going to have to try and find their way back in. You're never going to get it all back in 1 point. Right now, you got to win those battles of 3 points. It's 9-1 right now. Try and whittle away, get 2 out of every 3 points. Try and go 3-0. It's kind of like winning a series in baseball. Great to sweep, but you definitely want to take 2 out of 3. Morris gets it over. Scatoni, and that one out of bounds on the deflection by Navy, and the Black Knights get their second point. And again, it's that strong defense from the Black Knights. Blocked over by, looked like Morris. Morris will send it over, and Army trying to go on a run here. Hit on 2. Presley able to keep it alive. And Wortman rips on the attack. No go. Naidu had it blocked back up as Barnhorse couldn't get it to go initially. Nice dig by Ogilvy on the attack from Haydu. Blocked out of bounds. Point Army. Well, back-to-back points, and there's your 2. Now see if you can sweep this mini set of 3. The block just directed out of bounds. Sent over by Morris short, and Navy able to pick up the point and break the Army back-to-back points. 10-3 Navy leads. Scottoni will serve. Scottoni, who led with 5 kills for Navy in the first set. Strong, kept alive, and Army lucky to get that one over, but sent it long. And some of the Army fans screaming it was in. (11-3), and Alma's gonna challenge. Alma Cavacci Lee challenging the call, and we'll see if the replay cameras can pick up anything. 11-3, and this will be a challenge much needed for the Black Knights if they're able to get it. And they'll take a look at the replay system. Those cameras different than the ones we look at. So anything we'd be able to see will not be as good as what that replay camera can see. It was all Army in the first set, and thanks in large part to their net defense here in the second set, it's all Navy thanks to their serve game. Serves have been strong, finding good places. Army has not been receiving the serves very well here in set number 2, and that's always, usually whoever wins the serve and pass game is going to win the set or the match. And right now, Army won the serve and pass game in the first set. Obviously, you see the result, a 25-15 win. And in the second set, Navy right now winning the serve and pass game. It's currently an 11-3 win, or lead. And the ref going to the official scorebook. And we'll see what the ruling is. It's going to stay with Navy. So, challenge unsuccessful. And the score will remain 11-3. Matty Scottoni on the serve. Nice serve, and again, Army having trouble receiving the serves. Trying to break Scottoni, block back. Strong. Just a deflection and a net violation by the setter, Paige Miles. See if Army can take advantage of it. 11-5, Army on top. Close to the net. Push set, big rip, and a nice kill by Amanda Montag. Good set, had Army's defense going one way, the set came the other. And it's a lot easier to get it through one than two at the net. Gray on the serve, Strong on the reception, Presley on the set, Horace on the attack. Scottoni receives, Montag power tip, doesn't work. Presley, did it take a deflection? No, point Navy. And Navy rolling right now up by 9. So for everything that went well for Army in set number 1, it's going well for Navy here in set number 2. Horace, blocked down. Ruby at the net. Leading this team with 30 blocks coming into the evening. And that one sails long. Taylor Gray's serve sails wide, and that's how Army's been picking up a lot of their points here in the second set. Service errors. Barnhorst will serve right down the middle. Scottoni, Miles, and that one will take a deflection out of bounds, and Army furious, and Army immediately challenges that it was tipped. And we'll go back to the replay machine. Army was adamant that it wasn't tipped. And we'll take a look and see if the net cam picked it up. As the set came over to the near side. And hard to tell from that look. Presley adamant she didn't touch it. And there's a good look at that replay. Well, from there on that camera, you can see on the monitor, it doesn't look like the ball changed direction at all. Doesn't look like Presley's hand took a touch or anything. So we'll see if that's able to do anything. The ref's talking it over. They pulled up a full look from one of the cameras from behind, as they'll zoom it in a bit now. Her hand's just cut off, and I'll zoom it out a bit and see if that'll change anything. This Army trying to get any little momentum they can to try and inch their way back into this set. Again, the call on the court was deflection out of bounds. Needs to be clear and obvious evidence to overturn that call. Update from Malik Stadium. Army 0, Navy 0 in the women's soccer contest. 2 stars on the line today. Navy holds the star in both right now. First star of the year went to Navy last week as sprint football. 14-7, Navy won that one on the road. And again, if you take a look at that one camera angle they're showing there, it does not look like it took a deflection. See how good I am at reading lips right now. Well, not that good. But he does go over to the scorers table to see if they change the book. And the call coming out of bounds, point Army. Army wins the challenge. So this time it is successful. And Paco Labrador going over to see if it was touch. And then he's going to try and argue, but the video system says no deflection. So 14-6, Army trailing now by 8. So Emmy Barnhorst will have the serve for the Black Knights. And Barnhorst sends it over. Miles on the set. And that one blocked out of bounds, and Navy gets the point right back. Montag picks up the kill. Setter Miles will send it over. Horace, that one deflects out of bounds, point Army. As a beautiful rip just on the deflection off the hands of Ruby. Serve from Lum. Montag pushes it over. Morris was there, but a dig goes right back over. And a point for the Mids. 16-7. Morris was there, but too strong on the dig as the serve goes out of bounds, and Army gets the point. (16-8), Navy doubling up Army right now. Wortman will serve. A line drive towards the near corner. Miles sets. Wortman able to dig it out and won't go back over. Eckford couldn't get the spin right. Emily Solis, the libero and the captain, to serve for Navy. Lum, Morris, can't get it to go. Miles on the set, and blocked back on Stowell's attack attempt. Scatoni, and Ogilvy on the dig. Now Morris on the attack. It's going to be close. Eckford pushes it back over for the point. A big point for the Black Knights, Monica Eckford, and there's the first block of the set for the Black Knights. Anna Ogilvy. Down the middle. Scatoni gets to go. Nice kill by the preseason player of the year. Navy 7 points away from evening this up at a set apiece. Stowell. Lum on the set. Nice dig by Solis. Scatoni. Lum is there. Ogilvy. Strong. Solis now. Miles. Stowell. Lum. Long volley. Morris. Out of bounds. Point Navy. Navy midshipmen have arrived in support directly behind my location. Stowell serve. Strong's attack off the out of bounds marker first, so a point for Navy. And right now it's kind of a Murphy's Law set for Army. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Avery Stowell, short. Lum can't play it off the net, it's an ace. Peyton Shent will sub in. Stowell again to serve. Lum to Morris, and she'll pick up the kill. 21-10. As Sydney Morris will head back and serve. Sends it short, good serve, push back over, and Army can set up their attack. Shent gets the kill. Fought through the block of Miles and got it to fall on the Navy side of the court. Back-to-back points for Army. Nice placement there on the attack. Haydu got it to go. The diving attempt by Ogilvy. Just a little short, and Army will try and quickly reset, but Navy 3 points away. Scatoni will serve. Presley on the set. Shen as that ball dug out, and Presley will rip it on one. And the kill by the setter, Paige Miles. Everything going right for the mids here in set number 2. Scatoni, real close to that line, sends it short, beautifully placed serve. Blocked out of bounds. A kill for Peyton Shent. 23-12. Shent will head back to serve. Line drive right down the middle. Played by LaPlaca. Sent over by Montag. Horace has to line that one up. Can't get it to go. Out of bounds. And a point for Navy. Paige Miles will head in. Courtney Horace trying to keep Army spirits high as it's set point for Navy. Just out of bounds. Army stays alive just a little bit longer. And Emmy Barnhorst to serve to try and extend this set as long as the Black Knights can. Barnhorst, a lot of pace on the serve. Over to Montag. Takes a deflection out of bounds, and Navy will end set number 2 as we're all even after 2 sets. Navy takes this one 25-13 as we'll head to the 3rd set. Both teams will look to take the advantage when we get back. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Just as it was all Army in set number 1, it was all Navy there in set number 2. Zach Daly back on the Patriot League Network. And you saw the hitting percentage was much higher in terms of Army after the first set. Now Navy bringing it back into a more reputable number to even it out. Digs and kills slightly favoring the Black Knights, and of course the blocks are definitely in favor of Army. Their net defense much better than Navy's, but it was Navy's service game there in that second set that was so strong, picking up multiple aces. As Maddie Scottoni, she's got 7 kills through 2 sets, but 5 aces for Navy, including 4 in that second set. Anna Ogilvy, she's got 10 digs, pacing the defense for the Black Knights. Well, the crucial 3rd set in any volleyball match, no matter if it's 2-0 or 1-1, you can either try and sweep or you take a vital 2-1 lead. Push close, and Navy for the 3rd straight set will lead. And again, you win the serve and pass game, you're probably going to win. That is what Army struggled with in set 2 and struggled with right there. A poor pass, sent it back over the net, and a point for Navy. And there a poor pass as well, but Army does well to recover, and Courtney Horace does nicely, able to get the point and the kill. 1-1. Army trying to find that first set magic. We'll send Sailor Butters back to serve. Good serve. This one close to the net and out of bounds. That time Navy with the poor service reception. Out of bounds off the deflection. The Black Knights with their first lead since set number 1. 2-1 Army on top. Butters again. Short serve near side. Miles a long way for this one. Scottoni. Dug by Ogilvy, but out of bounds. A nice rip by Maddie Scottoni, leaving this one at 2 points apiece in the 3rd set. And the libero Solis will serve. Right to Butters. Again, poor pass. Army able to get it to go, though. Nikki Lum strong at the net. And the senior bailing out the freshman. Ogilvy, one of the 2 Hawaiians on the team for the Black Knights. And that one a setting error. And Army a 2-point lead. Just the double hit there off the fingertips, and a poor Sid Stowell didn't get there anyway. It would have been a point for the Black Knights either way. Ogilvy back on the set with a serve. Miles over towards Stowell, gets it to go. Between Butters and Ogilvy. 4-3. Army on top. Stowell, after picking up the kills, will serve. Shant almost got that one to go. Scottoni, blocked down. Sydney Morris, Emmy Barnhorst. The senior and the sophomore combine on the block and send it right back down. 5-3, Army back up by 2. Set over to Scatoni, block back, but this one out of bounds. And Navy seems content to keep sending the ball towards Scatoni. She has been the best offensive player for Navy. Scatoni, good serve. Morris is there. Barnhorst, and that blocked. And a big point for the Mids to tie this one up at 5 points apiece. Presley. Morris has to push it over. Tight and blocked back down. Barnhorst is there. She'll pick up the point. Right now, this set early in the third. It's been poor passes by both teams that have resulted in plays like that. First and second balls going back over the net and resulting in easy points for the opposing team. Shent on the serve, set, and a block back by Army. Kept alive by Navy, and a nice kill by Amanda Montag. Montag able to pick up the point, and these two teams play tug of war early in the third. Taylor Gray. Sent to Sydney Morris. Presley on the set. Barnhorst on the attack. Barnhorst is kept alive by Navy. This time they'll set Horace. Pushes it over, and she'll get the kill. The captain, Courtney Horace, for the Black Knights. Just floats that one over on the power tip. Good serve, and it's an ace. Emmy Barnhorst picks up the ace. Back-to-back points for the Black Knights. See if they can make it 3 in a row. Right down the middle. Over towards the near side. Army keeps it alive. Horace sends it over. Miles on the set, over towards the far side. Kept alive. Horace, and poor pass, pushed back down by Army, and 3 straight for the Black Knights. Again, poor passing. And Navy will take a timeout. The Black Knights with 3 straight points. Eckford picking up the last one. Army on top here in the third set. We'll step aside. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Navy actually challenging the last play, not calling a timeout, and they won the challenge. It's going to be a net violation on Monica Eckford. So Navy gets the point, and they'll pick up the point on the ace. Shent, poor service reception. Right back in the game is Allie Strong. So instead of it being 9-6, it's now 8-8. Navy trying to regain the lead, so is Army. Eckford's attack's blocked. Horace's attack finds Pater. And the Black Knights back up by 1. 9-8. Courtney Horace, Army's best attack weapon in this game so far. And Nikki Lum. She'll serve. Knuckles it over. Stowell blocked but out of bounds. A nice high set allowed Stowell to really get on top of that one. The good high set and fought it through the block. 9-9. Lynch on the serve. Lum, and that's a setting error. No, it's going to be a attack over the net on 2, so point Black Knights. And that's what caused the setting error by Nikki Lum. Lum immediately looking at the ref, saying, "That's not me. Navy infringed," and indeed they did. Poor set and a point for Army. Eckford, an easy block. Army's best defensive player, Monica Eckford, picks up another point on a block. Over to the far side, and Scatoni got it to go. 11-10 Army leads. Set 1 all Army. Set 2, exact opposite, all Navy. Set 3, right down the middle so far. And Ogilvy will send over the free ball. Over to the near side. Nice dig by Lum. Eckford couldn't get there though. 11-11. Officially goes in the books as a double hit by Eckford. That was a big rip by Stowell. Her and Scatoni have been the keys for the Black Knights. You saw the double hit there, off the hand, then off the hip. Lum, nice set. Eckford just got it deflected. Scatoni floats it over. Lum is there. Ogilvy towards Morris. Blocked, but Lum is there. Now Ogilvy over towards Strong. She pushes it over, and the set will head out of bounds. And a point for the Black Knights. The seesaw battle continues. Allie Strong, and the last point for the Black Knights. Ogilvy, good serve. Solis over to Scatoni. Strong is there. Lum sets Morris, and she'll get the point on the kill. Back-to-back points for Army. And a big rip. You feel like the first team to go on a run of 3-4 could very well win this set. Lum has to play it late, didn't have the read. Morris sends it over, almost got it to go. Scatoni, nice dig by Sailor Butters. Allie Strong floats it over. Miles, Scatoni, dug by Lum. Ogilvy to Strong from behind the 10. Got it to go, big point just on the line. Timeout Navy. 3-point lead, 3 in a row for the Black Knights. Allie Strong with the rip. Allie Strong just in bounds. We'll step aside. Army up 14-11, trying to go up 2-1. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Paco Labrador taking the timeout, trying to calm down his team. And a well-timed timeout with Army going on a 3-point run, the first extended run of this match. And Alma Kavachi Lee hoping that Army can continue the momentum out of the timeout. It's all going to depend on the serve by Ogilvy. Now Navy on the attack. Scatoni blocked. Sydney Morris. What a way to come out of the timeout. Sydney Morris, after a beautiful pass, Scatoni, the solo block. And Morris is pumped. Anna Ogilvy will send over the serve, floats this one high in the air. Miles on the set, down the middle, and this time Navy gets the point, a much-needed point. Avery Haydu picks up the kill. That breaks the 4 straight by the Black Knights. Stowell, her serve right to Butters. Morris lines it up. Morris gets the kill. Army much better receiving serves here in set number 3. 16-12, this matching the largest lead Army's had. Morris, good serve down the middle. Miles on the set, over to the near side, out of bounds. Haydu, attack error, and a 5-point lead. The Navy has to be careful. Can't really let Army get much more ahead than they are now, and they're going to take a timeout, and another good timeout. Paco Labrador, his second and final timeout here in the third set. Black Knights up by 5, 17-12. Zach Daly on the Patriot League Network. We'll be right back. 17-12, Army leads Navy here in the third set, and time for everyone's favorite, Know the Foe. Obviously, Army and Navy know each other very well. Founded back in 1845 on land granted from the United States Army in Annapolis, Maryland. Their enrollment, just about 4,500. Famous alumni, David Robinson, the #1 overall pick back in the mid-'80s of NBA fame. Of course, many other famous alumni at both Army and Navy. Strong sends this one over. And that's going to be a carry. A point for the Black Knights. It's almost not fair to pick a famous alumni from either of these service academies. There's presidents on both sides, athletes on both sides. Of course, Jimmy Carter, the president from Navy, and Eisenhower and Grant, the presidents for the Army. Is that one out of bounds? Navy out of timeouts now. (19-12), Army with a 7-point lead. A block and a point for the Black Knights. Army again at the net when it counts. 20-12, Army pulling away here late in the third set. Sydney Morris, it's going to be an ace. 21-12. Well, this set was close for a while, not anymore. Smothering Army defense and timely hitting for the Black Knights. Solis. Scottoni can't get it to go. Another block for the Black Knights. And Navy will make 2 quick changes. Well timed on the jump. Morris or Presley with the block. And the 2 subs for Navy, Melissa Carter and Celie Faraday in as well. That one just snuck over the net. Scottoni dug back over into the net, but kept alive. Whistle blows, point Army. A lift called. 23-12. Army continues to roll here late in the third set. Good serve by Sydney Morris. They're going to try Scottoni again. Unsuccessful. Butters on the dig. Strong, just out of bounds. Navy pumped up that they got the point. Dara Holstein pumped up at Navy. A long way to try and get back here in this critical third set. Army 2 points away. And Scottoni will serve. Nice reception by Butters. Presley over to Strong. Dug back over. Presley into the net. Tried to rip it on one instead of setting up the offense. Back-to-back points for Navy. 23-14. Presley on 2. Navy will set up. That rip, blocked back down. Presley pushes it over. Out of bounds. Did it take a deflection? Yes, off of Army. Navy with 3 straight points. Army an 8-point lead. Scottoni serves, sends it short to Butters. Presley back set to Barnhorst. Blocked back, but Army keeps it alive. Push deep. Down the middle, and Navy with 4 straight points, and Army trouble closing out the set now. Alma thinking about the timeout, and she will take it. 23-16, 4 straight points for the mids, not going away quietly. Army 2 points away from closing it out. They'll talk things over and regroup. We'll be back. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Kelvin Hopkins, Jalen McClinton, Connor Slomka, and Malik Hancock hit in there, watching on, hoping Army can close out this set. Strong, out of bounds. Army saying it was tipped. It was not. You really just need 1 point to try and get set point. Navy rolling right now. Scatoni on the service line, arguably Navy's best service specialist. And Strong will send it over to the near side, and it's blocked. And a net violation by Presley. Now you start getting nervous if you're Army. This was 23-12, 6 in a row for Navy. Nice play by Ogilvy to save the point, and cross-court shot, and the setting error will give the Black Knights a much-needed break. Now the crowd really rising to its feet. It was ugly at the end, but now Army 1 point away from a crucial 2-1 win. And Allie Strong to try and pick up the final point for the Black Knights. Floats it over. Down the middle. Solis on the reception. Back set. It's blocked back. Navy keeps it alive. Push deep. Ogilvy. Presley. Barnhorst. Solis. Pushed over by Scatoni. Presley to Ogilvy. Horace to try and end it. Navy gets a deflection. Block back. Sent over on the third. Presley for Horace, and the captain picks up the final point in set number 3. Courtney Horace played well in the third set, only fitting she gets the final point, and the Black Knights sweated out at the end of the third set after Navy made a run, but still, all smiles for Horace and the Black Knights heading to the fourth set. Army to try and close it out on their home court in 4 when we return. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. 2-1, Army leads Navy. After 3 sets, you see the stats hitting percentage dropping for both teams. Navy taking the lead in kills, but you see those blocks. That is the reason Army is up 2-1. It was the net defense in that third set that separated the Black Knights and has them in a position to try and close this out in 4. Update from Malik Stadium. Army and Navy women's soccer scoreless. They're just over the hour mark there. And Army and Navy here with statistical leaders for both teams. Scatoni with 10 kills, along with Montag, 10 kills for Navy. 9 apiece for Allie Strong and Sydney Morris. Sydney Morris also with a solo block and 3 block assists. Emmy Barnhorst with 7 block assists. Lum gets things started here in the fourth set. And Navy, like clockwork, picking up the first point. They did that in sets 1, 2, and 3. As Stowell gets the kill. And Solis will serve right to Morris. Good pass to Lum. Back to Morris. Solis on the dig. Scatoni. And she'll get her 11th kill. 2-0. Navy leading Army. Emily Solis. 5 games this year with 10+ digs. As she serves to Eckford. Back to Eckford. Scatoni on the attack. Army couldn't keep it alive. Scatoni back-to-back points for Navy and a 3-point lead and a quick timeout by Army as Alma saw this in set number 2 and wants to nip it right now. 3-0 Navy leads. We'll take a timeout. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Navy leads 3-0 here in set number 4. Army leads 2-1 overall. You take a look at the blocks per set here in the Patriot League, and no wonder Army's on top, and you've seen that throughout this match. Black Knights with total 11 blocks so far in the game. That averages out to over 3 per set, with 6 total in the last set. Navy with a 3-0 lead, and Solis to serve. Eckford, Lum, Horace, and just what the Black Knights needed, their captain to come up and end the Navy run to start this set, and Army gets the point. Courtney Horace with her 8th kill and a big rip. Miles on the set. The attack blocked initially, but then forced right back down by the mids. Stowell to serve. And good read by Sailor Butters as that one sails long. And a point for the Black Knights. 4-2 Navy leads. Anna Ogilvy on the serve. Down the middle, libero to libero, Solis. Scatoni, Butters, Lum on 2. Really the only play she had. Dug out effectively, Ruby couldn't get it to go. Strong, block back, Lum is there. Morris, gonna take a deflection, no, point Navy. 5-2, Navy back up by 3, matching their largest lead here in the 3rd set. Maddie Scatoni, who needed 18 kills coming into this match to match, moving to 7th all-time on the Navy kill list. And blocked out of bounds, and another point for Navy. 6-2. Scatoni. And she'll pick up the ace. Navy rolling right now. Army needs to put a stop to this if they want to try and close this out in 4. Scatoni got that one to dive as soon as it went over the net. A beautiful serve from the junior. Try and do it again. Floats this one up, sends it short. Butters receives it. And Morris puts an end to the Navy run. Seven 3. Sydney Morris floats it out of bounds. And the error by Sydney Morris gives the point right back to Navy. 8-3, Navy on top. Presley over to Strong, blocked right back down. Butters couldn't get there in time. And a rare block for the midshipman. Nice combine on the block. Butters, Presley set, Barnhorse rips, and a net violation on Navy. Gives Army a much needed point. Allie Strong to serve, and Army could really use one of those runs she went on against Iona. Army trying to make a sub and making sure everyone's in the correct location. Butters heads out, Horace heads in. Strong still serving. And Strong sends it to Scottoni. Not the best set, and Army will get the point on the block. Montag had to readjust to the set mid-run. And got the friendly roll on the net. Strong gets the ace. Here comes Army. Right back in this one, trailing by 3 now. And can Allie Strong use the momentum? Floats it to Scottoni. Montag blocked up, Army able to readjust. Presley, Horace tips it over, nice defense by the mids. Back to Montag, blocked, but out of bounds. (10-6) Navy leads. Army hanging in there here in the 4th set. Paige Miles, the setter, sends it long, and an error by Paige Miles. Army gets the point. Emmy Barnhorst, standstill serve, line drive to Solis. Stowell gets the kill. 11-7. Right past Hannah Presley, who's going up on the block. 11-7. Lynch serves. Strong to Presley. Eckford. And a point for Navy. Went into the net and hit back up. (12-7). Navy leads, just about halfway home for the mids. Army needs to start putting strings of points together. Horace, out of bounds. Net violation though, Army gets the point. Haydu, right there you saw it, beautiful look from the net cam. Nikki Lum to serve. Sends it near side, Scottoni. Miles, Stowell, out of bounds. Army back down by 3. And Navy's gonna take a timeout, and a crucial 4th set. Navy needs it, and Paco Labrador wants to make sure Navy's on the right page and all together. We'll be back. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. See if the Black Knights can use some momentum out of that timeout. Navy took Lum to serve. Stowell pushed back over on the dig attempt. Stowell again, beautiful placement. Floated it right over. And Ogilvy's diving attempt, not in time. And a point for Navy, 13-9. Emily Solis, she'll serve. Lum. Horace, big rip. Absolutely crushed that one. I don't know if you could set that one up any better if you tried again, Nikki Lum. Courtney Horace, absolutely perfectly placed. Army pushes it right back down. Eckford on the point. Army down by 2, and this crowd is starting to get into it. Sailor Butters to try and keep this Army run going. Scottoni receives, big rip, and handcuffed Nikki Lum. And a much needed point for Navy to break the Army run. And now Avery Stowell. Butters. Morris, dug out by Stowell, who had the serve. Scatoni, blocked down, and a point for Army. Beautifully blocked by Eckford. Morris there as well. Ogilvy sends it over on the serve. Scatoni, Lum's there to divert the power tip. Strong, as that one takes a deflection, goes back. Scatoni, her rip right to Sailor Butters. And a point for Navy on the setting error. Fifteen 12, Navy leads. Over towards Morris. Big rip, but a nice dig by LaPlaca. Morris, take two. This time another dig by LaPlaca, same result. Blocked up, Butters, and Strong will attack. Now Miles on the set. Nice dig by Lum. Morris, third time. Still up. Strong, long volley. Both teams trying to end it. Setting error. Point Army. Timeout Navy. 15-13. Army hanging around here as Navy took an early lead in the set. But the Black Knights trying to claw their way back in. We'll step aside. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Navy 15, Army 13. Navy using their final timeout. As it will be Sydney Morris to serve. And Army will bring in Hannah Presley for Nikki Lum. Down to the far corner on the serve. Over on two. Beautifully picked apart by Paige Miles on the attack on two. She's not afraid to do that. Has over a kill per set. Presley sets. Barnhorst does well to adjust to that one, keep it alive. Scatoni from the back row. Barnhorst hit it, but Navy keeps it alive. Free ball coming over. Ogilvy, Presley, Strong, big kill. With authority. Over to the far side, and Allie Strong, a beautifully hit ball. 16-14, Allie Strong to serve. Into the net, and Army's error gives Navy the point. It's getting later in this set. Army really can't afford to keep going back and forth, trading points with Navy. The midshipmen, they're just fine with that if it continues. But Army needs to make a run at some point. Nice work by Army to keep that one alive. Beautiful set by Presley, and Barnhorst will be the beneficiary and get the kill. Back to a 2-point lead. Barnhorst almost got the ace. Stowell gets the kill. And again, they just trade points back and forth. Navy continuing to side out well. Presley, Eckford, and this one pinballs back and forth. Annette Horace gets the point off the deflection. It'll fall inbounds for the kill. And Army will bring in Nikki Lum to serve. Horace's last point off the block and spun away from Scottoni. Lum towards Scottoni. Near side. And just in bounds. Navy doing excellent. And again, another successful side out. Navy keeps doing that. They're going to win this set. Emily Solis floats it over. Eckford, Lum, Eckford blocked and kept alive by Navy. Scottoni on the attack. It's blocked and Navy will get it back. Scottoni take two. Ogilvy is there. Lum for strong back row. Can't get it to go. Dug out by Miles. Near side, push close, blocked, out of bounds. And Army's going to use their final timeout. They trail 20-16. They're going to need to make a fierce run when we get back. Navy trying to even this up and force set 5. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. 20-16, Navy leads 5 points away from forcing set number 5. Upcoming schedule for the Black Knights. It doesn't get any easier after this one. They got American, Marist, Holy Cross, Colgate. The upcoming games for the Black Knights, all at home, as Army starting out a 5-game homestand. Trying to start it off with a big win over their arch rival. Strong, Lum. Eckford has to push it over, not the best set from Nikki Lum. And that a point for Navy. Strong couldn't get the dig. Solis. Lum. Horace, big point for Army. Courtney Horace has been there when they need her tonight. But is it too little too late in this set? Horace. Over to the near side. Nice dig by Ogilvy. Pushed over on 2. Ogilvy gets there. Eckford able to keep it alive. Again, kept alive by Army, and Eckford or Morris couldn't get there. Navy 3 points away from forcing a 5th set. Avery Stowell to serve after they wipe up the floor. Stowell to Butters. Lum sent over by Morris. And another kill for Scottoni. Navy pulling away here late in the 4th set, just like Army was able to pull away late in the 3rd set. It's amazing how so far this entire match has been mirror sets. Army blowout set 1, Navy blowout set 2, out of bounds, point Black Knights. Army pulls away late in set 3, Navy pulls away late in set 4. So we'll see how the 5th set is decided if Army isn't able to make a big comeback. Ogilvy over on the serve. On 2. Butters able to keep it alive. Army, let's see if they're able to use that. And nice play by the setter, Paige Miles. She's been going on 2 a lot here in the 4th set. And it's going to be set point for Navy. And Maddie Scottoni to try and end it for Navy. Butters, Lum, Morris blocked up. Miles over towards Montag, and the attack error out of bounds. Army stays alive. 24-19. Sent towards the far corner. Miles will set the near side. Montag dug out by Butters. Presley to Strong, blocked down. Navy takes the fourth set. Miles there on the block, looked like Montag as well. Why not decide the star in 5 sets? The fifth and decisive set when we return. Navy ends the fourth set on the block and takes it 25-19. We'll be back with the dramatic conclusion of this match. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Heading back for the fifth and final set. Navy hitting percentage slightly better than Army's right now. Digs and kills both flip to the Navy side. Blocks, the only stat still favoring the Black Knights. Scatoni looks like 18 kills, has moved her into 7th place on the Navy all-time kill list. As you can see the packed house here at Gillis Fieldhouse. 5th set to 15. They'll switch sides, the first team to 8. Black Knights have to shake off that rough 4th set. Navy's gotten the first point in all 4 sets so far. Black Knights will break their huddle. Navy doing the same. You can hear the crowd. To the point where they're even shaking the cameras. Listen to this crowd. Navy will start out with the serve. Kimberly Lynch, the sophomore from California, to start. Every point crucial in the 5th set. Strong. Nice pass to Lum. Morris picks up the first point. And Army gets the first point of the set. Great time to pick up the first 1-0 lead of the game, or the match I should say, here in the 5th and final set. Cross-court shot, past the block. Ogilvy kept alive, and an ace after Navy couldn't readjust, and a 2-0 lead for Army. Exactly what you wanted. And now Anna Ogilvy, the Hawaiian who played so well in her home state a few weeks ago. Set over to the far side. Scatoni fights it through the block to pick up Navy's first point. 2-1 Army. Aces favor Navy 7-4. Solis the libero. Morris a big kill, and she is pumped. Sydney Morris leads this team in kills. The big lefty swing. And she'll go back to serve. Stowell on the second hit. Nice dig by Anna Ogilvy. And Army somehow got that one to go over the net. Nice dig. And I believe a net violation called on Horace. As Navy will send Avery Stowell back to serve. Morris, Presley, Captain Horace, inbounds. Off the line, judge, and if it bounces in front of him where he's standing, it's going to be a point just because he's right on that line. 4-2, Army leads Navy. You can see the replay. Yep, inbounds. Butters, that's an ace. The freshman Sailor Butters picks up a crucial ace. Navy will take their timeout. The Black Knights, a strong start here in the final set. 5-2 they lead. The Cadets on their feet will step aside. Army 10 points away from the star. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Cadets have reason to celebrate right now. Army out to a 5-2 lead in the set to 15. Sailor Butters, who picked up the ace on the last serve, will serve again. Miles on the set. Scatoni, blocked back down. Kept alive. Army celebrated a little too early along with Gillis Fieldhouse and myself. Strong on the cut shot. Everyone has to reset, and Navy, after everyone thought it was Army's point, will pick up the point. Everyone in this building, except for the Navy side, thought it was a point for Army. Well, Navy gonna have to use that as momentum. 5-3 Army leads. Scatoni. Short, Ogilvy, Presley. And an attack error by Sidney Morris. 5-4. And a 1-point lead for the Black Knights. Crucial point coming up. Scatoni, the junior preseason player of the year on the serve. Strong, blocked, kept alive by Army. Miles. Montag, inbounds. Army claiming it was out of bounds. And Alma, looking for a challenge card, immediately challenges the play. No, they do rule it out now, so it is point Army. Head referee overrules, so point Army. Barnhorst will serve. Just a little long and an error. Gives it right back to Navy. 6-5. As they seesaw back and forth now. Taylor Gray to serve. Presley will set. Strong will attack. Strong will out of bounds. Now it's switched again to Army inbounds. Refs have changed back-to-back calls on Army points, and Navy's going to challenge the call. All right, let's see. The attack definitely didn't take a deflection, it looks like, but the ruling was inbounds, not deflected out of bounds. It's 7-5. If this is overturned, we'll be tied 6-6. Again, the ruling is inbounds, not out of bounds. One more look at it. Definitely no deflection. That's going to be tough. That's a tight one. And there's a beautiful look at it. As the ref's getting a perfect look at it. Both teams anxiously awaiting. Army wins the challenge, and they had a perfect look at it down the line, right on that line. Point Army. Navy loses their challenge. And Army as they take Lum to serve. Army trying to get that 8th point to switch sides. Montag a big swing out of bounds on the deflection. Point Navy. 7-6. Miles on the serve, Lum on the set, Strong on the attack. It's blocked, kept alive. Scatoni, Montag, Lum. Butters, Strong. Now Miles. Montag blocked up. Good volley between the two teams on this point. Power tipped over. Army gets the point. Mishit by Seelbach. And the Black Knights pick up the 8th point. 8-6. The teams will flip sides of the court. And Army with the 8-6 lead as it's all congested. Take a look at that last point. Morris had to do whatever she could with that and able to find some room, and Serena Seelbach had to go a long way to get it. As Allie Strong to serve. As the ref gives the whistle. Sends it down the middle. Miles will set over towards Stowell, and she gets the point on the kill. 8-7, 1-point game again. As the rip right off the hand of Allie Strong. A much needed point upcoming for Navy. Lynch will serve for the mids. Floats it to Ogilvy, and it's an ace. A poor pass by Anna Ogilvy. It's a race now to 7. No room for mistakes. And Army will take a timeout. We'll step aside. 8-8 here in the final set. Race to 7 when we return. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Army and Navy all tied at 8 here in the 5th set. Navy with the momentum right now. And Army trying to side out and regain the lead. Navy has not led yet in this 5th set. Strong. Lum. Morris pushes it over. Poor first hit. Navy able to adjust well. Just out of bounds. Point Army. And Maddie Scatoni, who's so reliable, with a rare mistake. 9-8 Army leads. Anna Ogilvy, the Hawaiian to serve. Pretty good serve. Scatoni to try and make up for that error. Army has to go a long way. Strong can't get there. 9-9. Emily Solis, the captain from Virginia. Horace, Lum. Morris sends it deep. Navy trying to take the lead. And they're able to. 10-9, Navy leads. This, the 4th, 5th set Navy's played this year. They're 1-2. Army, they're 2nd. They're 0-1. A big rip. Army needing a point. Don't want to fall down 2 this late. Lum, back to Horace. Long, out of bounds. The attack error. 11-9, Navy leads. Army will use their final timeout. We'll step aside. Army needs to regroup. It's late, and they trying to fight their way back. We'll be back. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Navy 4 points away from their first win at Gillis Fieldhouse since 2014. It's been a Navy house of horrors trying to avenge all that here. Lum on the set. Morris on the attack. Nice dig. And Stowell out of bounds. Point Army. Oh, much needed point for the Black Knights. Now they need to go on a run with Sydney Morris serving. Morris, nice serve. Just over. And a big rip and a big kill for Avery Stowell. Navy now 3 points away. Stowell, she's come on strong as the match has progressed. Morris, Presley. Barnhorse mistimed that one, but still able to get it over. Nice dig by Ogilvy on the Scatoni attack. Courtney Horace, Scatoni a big dig. And the free ball coming Army's way. Barnhorst. Now Horace, pushed over, and a point for Navy on the lift. Urgency needs to set in for Army. They're out of timeouts. Nikki Lummel sub in. Stowell. Strong has to play the second hit. Horace able to get the point. Army staying alive. And Navy will bring in Natalie LaPlaca. Horace having an excellent game here. And Sailor Butters needs to try and pick up an ace like she did earlier in this set. Butters on the serves. Scatoni. Army able to readjust. Presley pushes it over on two. Nice dig by Butters. Strong. Might have been out. Navy. And kept alive. Strong. Nice dig by Lynch. Scatoni. Allie Strong. Presley a long way to set. That one hit over. Pushed up. Double hit. Army gets the point. It's a 1-point game. This place coming alive. Timeout Navy. Well, each team now out of timeouts. Navy up 13-12. The dramatic conclusion when we return. You're watching the Patriot League Network on Stadium. Cadets going crazy. The song, if you can't hear it in the background, yeah, it's Tsunami. Army trying to come back in this fifth set. They trailed by as many as 4. They've got it down to 1, but Navy is a point away from match point. Army trying to win that star. And Sailor Butters, the freshman, 5'7" out of Arizona, in a massive moment. Butters, nice serve. Scatoni will have a chance to rip. It's blocked and kept alive by Army. That one blocked. We're tied, 13-13. Now, can the freshman Butters place a serve like she did the last one? It was that serve she had that allowed Navy to not play as well as they wanted to. That forced Navy to not play as well as she wanted to. Butters. Miles. Scatoni. Blocked! Barnhorst. Match point Army. Barnhorst was thrilled. We're staying here. They're going to review this one. The refs are reviewing it at the scorer's table. I didn't see Navy if they challenged it or not, but why not at this point challenge it just to be safe if you can. This crowd is going absolutely insane. And even if this doesn't get overturned, it's a great challenge. Why not use it? You can kind of use it as a timeout to reset. Paco Labrador, in his second season, trying to pick up star number 2. And some midshipmen making the trip. And the call will stand. It's Army's point. Match point, Army. And Sailor Butters serving for the match. Floats it. Miles, Scatoni, and it's going to take extra volleyball. We're all tied at 14. And now, Maddie Scatoni to serve to try and bring Navy their first match point. Win by 2, so we're going to play extra. Scatoni, and she gets an ace. Now Navy with match point. Army now has to fight off match point number 1. And Alma challenging to do just what Navy did to them. This is not getting overturned. The only thing they could be looking at is was Scatoni's speed on the line. This challenge obviously will not get overturned. Alma using it as a timeout. So now the Black Knights with their backs against the wall. Can they fight and get back in and force even more extra volleyball? We're 2.5 hours in. And the only other thing you can look for is to try and catch Navy out of rotation. But again, this challenge will most likely not be overturned. As the Black Knights and the midshipmen, a thriller. It seems like every star contest here at Gillis Fieldhouse is one that goes right down to the very end. And the challenge, the result we thought. Navy with the point, and Navy now serving for match point. And Maddie Scatoni, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the player of the year in the preseason, to try and end it for Navy. Serve with the right hand. Butters. Presley on 2, couldn't get it to go. And Army gets the point. Setting error. If you can't tell how raucous the environment is, look at the cameras bouncing up and down. 15-15, again, win by 2. And Emmy Barnhorst, who had that big block to give Army their first match point, serving to Scatoni. They'll set the far side, kept alive by the Black Knights. Presley got it in the deep corner, nice attack. And now Montag, dug out by Barnhorst. Presley for Strong, pushes it into that back corner and gets the point. Match point number 2 coming up for the Black Knights. And now Navy is going to do this thing again, and at this point, this has to stop. Each team got to do it, and each team challenging. That is going to be quickly confirmed for the Black Knights. Coaches using this replay system to try and get extra timeout. This is the test year. Next year, it's implemented throughout in the Patriot League. And with teams using these as extra timeouts, it's smart strategy. You're allowing, it's allowed in the rules, but it extends the match to the point where each team allowed to do it once, each team doing it once. And now, I'm sure if Navy able to find back-to-back points, I'm sure the Black Knights would now go back and challenge to try and break the momentum. This crowd, you can see the fourth quarter warrior, the football team in attendance. Fourth quarter warriors, fifth set warriors, same thing. Both teams already back out on the floor. We know this is going to be confirmed. See Grant Cullen of the gymnastics team back there as well. And Army will be serving again for the match. Still waiting on the replay, even though, again, this one should be quickly confirmed, easily in bounds. And if you can't tell on the video replay system, you got to go with the call on the court, which is inbounds point Army. My eyes from this angle, easily in bounds. Listen to the crowd. Oh, by the way, both these teams, they got to turn around and play tomorrow. Navy taking on Holy Cross. They have to travel up to Worcester. Let's take one more look at that. Easily in bounds. The only thing they can be looking at now is there's something at the net. From that angle, it didn't look like Allie Strong took any of the net with her on her way down. And there's the thing we've been waiting 3-4 minutes for. 16-15, the call confirmed on the floor. And now Emmy Barnhorst had to wait a while for that one. Barnhorst and the Black Knights, match point number 2. Trying to end it, sends it deep. Beautifully played. This one's gonna be a tight set over on 2. Out of bounds! The Black Knights win. The Star to West Point. Out of bounds, and guess what? Navy just challenged. It's over. And now I'm sure they wish they had that challenge back. It was tight, but you can't look at it again. The Black Knights win the thriller, 17-15. The Cadets mob on the court. And Army with a big win over Navy, and they get the win in the Patriot League. 3-2 this one goes to the Black Knights. What a finish here at Gillis. You could not have scripted a better ending. And again, another dramatic win here in the Star match at Gillis Fieldhouse. All rights reserved to the Patriot League. Once again, your final score from Gillis Fieldhouse as the Cadets mob the West Point volleyball team on the floor. Army 3 sets, Navy 2 sets. In the words of Bruce Springsteen, we'll see you further on up the road.